What's good, everybody? This is Edgar, the host of Snug Wrestling, and I'm here to tell you guys about Aquila. If you guys are tired of your flimsy sunglasses, then listen up, because Aquila has handcrafted limited run shades straight from Los Angeles. They're made out of 50% recycled materials like plant-based cellulose, acetate, and titanium. They've also got UV blocking sun lenses, blue light options, and even prescription lenses. I know I need prescription lenses. I'm blind as ever. And these shades, these glasses, these frames, they're built to last and they look super clean. Plus, Aquila is serious about sustainability. They last a long time. They're also a member of a nonprofit organization, 1% for the planet, and that means 1% of every sale is donated to a reputable environmental organizations around the globe. And because you listen to us, Snug Wrestling, you get an exclusive 10% off any order with the code SNUG at checkout. That's SNUG at checkout. And full transparency, if you use that code, you help us out a lot because we earn a small commission, but it helps keep the show rolling. And you get top tier eyewear in return. So go to aquila.la, that's AKILA.LA, and level up your look, level up your shades responsibly.
It's on tonight! 4 letters! 1 word!
Snug.
Hey, this is your Olympic hero, Kurt Angle, and you're listening to Snug Wrestling. Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
Well, hello there, everybody. Strangers, it's been a minute. We're back from a very, very long and enjoyable holiday break, I gotta say. We took like almost damn near the entire week off last week, you know, to spend time with the family. It was Christmas and all that good stuff. And, you know, WWE had all these pre-recorded shows and we knew all the results and all kinds of stuff. But we're back to normal. We're back to reality, it seems like. And it's good to be back. I missed you guys. I missed everybody. Welcome to the Snug Wrestling Podcast. We're going to be going over WWE Monday Night RAW, the last Monday Night RAW of the year, 2025. It's getting closer and closer to the new year, 2026, man. It's crazy. We're going to be going over, you know, where the storylines are heading, the matches of the night, and all that good stuff. And like always, my crew's here with me. Welcome, fellas. How y'all doing? How was your guys' holiday break?
Oh man, fantastic. You know what? I mean, we were off for nearly a week because we did do Monday last week. If you haven't seen that episode, check it out on the Apple and Spotify page. But a very much earned week off, in my opinion. We have been going hard in the fucking paint for about a year and a month straight now, a year and a month and a half straight, because we just celebrated a little over a month ago our 1-year anniversary as a panel-styled podcast. And we've been working our asses off 5 to 7, sometimes 8 episodes a week in Spanish, NXT, PLEs, predictions, Monday, Friday. Like, I mean, Thursday night one-on-ones, you know, Espanol reviews, you know, like it's been a really, really, really workload heavy year in a great way because this doesn't feel like work. It's fun. And I think the Christmas holiday was like, I was excited to take the week off, but then I was like, man, you know what? I also really can't wait to get back to it. Because at this point, it's like smoking a cigarette. It's so a part of your day-to-day, you know, schedule and habit. It almost feels wrong not to participate in that habit. I will say Christmas was great. Family was amazing. I got insanely amazing presents. My wife really got me so many great stuff for the toy collection. So did my in-laws. I also start my new 3-month weight loss and workout journey here in January to get ready for MegaCon, where I'm debuting my Captain America in-game master replica suit. So I'll be dropping 25 to 30 pounds between now and March 19th. and you'll see me change over the next couple of months with my new Ninja Max blender for my protein shakes. But other than that, man, I'm just real excited to get back into the wrestling talk. Tonight was a really good Raw to cap off the year. But how was your guys' Christmases, man? I mean, we really didn't talk that much, but I hope you guys had a fucking hell of a holiday.
A well-deserved one for me because I mean, goddamn, I hated this year. This year sucked for me, big time. I had losses, I had just ups and downs, and I just needed this, man. I got amazing stuff that I am so thankful for, and thankful for all the people that got me all those stuff. So if you're listening, thank you and I love you. And I also got to see family that I haven't seen in a while, so really that just really spiced up the holiday for me and much needed, and I'm excited to talk about some wrestling.
Oh yeah, I'm over here, and we actually did our Christmas more on Christmas Eve itself, because there was a couple people in the house that were going to spend time with their family at that point. So overall, Christmas itself was great. This leather jacket was one of the things I got. It's got like a fucking hood onto it too. So overall, Christmas itself was great. Let's get into Monday Night Raw.
Well, not yet, because I haven't shared how my fucking week went. Tommy trying to cut me off and shit. No, I'm
Rude.
kidding. Oh man, I didn't watch any fucking wrestling all week. I didn't watch SmackDown. Didn't watch Worlds and AEW. Also had a pay-per-view on the weekend. Didn't watch that, and it wasn't really by choice. It was just because it was just back to back to back, family gatherings and party for us, and it was just like I'm still recovering from everything.
Knowing you were also throwing them back to back to back.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean by partying, dude. So I'm just like I'm so done with it. And the New Year's coming, and I'm like I don't want to do anything. I'm just so tired. But I did get some cool stuff for Christmas. I got this hat, the new Snug hat that it's out on the website. I got a bunch of stuff. The kids got a bunch of stuff.
Saw the whole family on Instagram repping all the Snug wrestling merch for I believe it was your niece's birthday as well, correct? So it looked like about 25 or so of your family just lined up in the living room just repping the podcast, which is great because wrestling is about family and bringing family together. But if you guys haven't seen it, check out that amazing picture on social media of Edgar's family just blitzed out.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I didn't watch SmackDown, because that Friday it was two of my niece's birthday. One turned like 4 years old, the other one turned 18, and she was like, "Oh, let's have a Snug edition party. I want everyone to wear their Snug merch on my birthday party." And I was like, okay. So I couldn't miss it. I wasn't gonna be like, oh, I can't go because I'm watching a pre-recorded SmackDown, but it was really nice because we got a lot of cool pictures of everyone wearing their Snug merch on the socials. So that was cool. But yeah, man, go check that shit out now. But other than that, that was my fucking week.
I owe your niece a belated birthday message. Completely forgot to say.
So do I.
I'm gonna cop to that right here live on the podcast.
Yeah. What else? But yeah, man, that was pretty much it. And so we're back in normal form, and we're back at the Kia Center. Then we're in Orlando tonight.
Right down the street from me.
Yeah, man. Why didn't you go?
Totally didn't realize that they were actually in Orlando for the final Raw. And by the time I looked at it, I was like, there's no way I'm getting tickets for this.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good one, though. They started off with the new version of the Vision with a new addition, Austin Theory, who was introduced as being the official new member of the Vision. And I thought that was very interesting because I don't even think Logan Paul got that honor of Paul Heyman being like, and this is the new member of the Vision. So I like that Austin Theory is getting that attention. And we got to hear a little bit from Austin Theory, but this opening segment was mostly about Braun Breaker and his match versus CM Punk next week, January 5th. And we get the first promo battle face-to-face, Mike versus Mike between Punk and Braun Breaker. And I was like, okay, this is like one of those moments that kind of felt like, okay, is Braun Breaker going to be able to hold his own versus one of the best promos in the game, CM Punk? And he did. I thought Braun Breaker cut a hell of a promo. Even CM Punk seemed to be pretty impressed by some of the stuff that Braun Breaker had to say. There was a couple lines that kind of fell flat. The fans didn't really get behind. But I thought the promo was really fucking good by Braun Breaker. And CM Punk doesn't disappoint. CM Punk fires back with his own shit. And it just made the match way more interesting. And we're going to get into some of the stuff that was said. But I thought that this opening promo, this segment was really, really fucking good, if I'm being honest.
I got negative and positive thoughts here. I'm going to say the negative first because it's really only one negative. Well, two, actually. One being that I think they should have focused this promo section on Theory a little bit more because he is the newest addition. He is the shiniest toy. Paul Heyman's out here collecting millennials like Infinity Stones. And when it came down to it, I felt like he didn't get enough time to really explain why he's here because the masked man ordeal was such a big thing. I felt like he should have had more mic time instead of getting cut off. Two, I think it took them way too fucking long to clear the goddamn ring for Punk to just get in so he could start the promo. Like they were like debating and deciding if they were going to step out or not. And it drug on for like a minute and 45 seconds before they finally just got the fuck out of the ring so they could begin this promo battle. And I was like, guys, we're burning TV time here. But other than that, the positives are just out of the fucking water. I mean, this shit, I continue to worry about Breaker on the mic only for him to prove to me that I have nothing to worry about. One thing I will highlight about this promo battle is that this one really wasn't about a winner or a loser. It was about if Braun could hang with Punk, and I definitely think he did. I think Punk still took it easy on him because we've heard Punk melt people down to fucking atoms before. But Braun Breaker, the one thing I wanted to mention about this promo, he sold me on what he was shaking. When he was sitting there holding the mic, I don't know if you noticed. When
I did.
Zooms in and he's going and going. His adrenaline was pumping as he's cutting this promo. His hand is shaking. Like he's trying to hold back the anxiety, the adrenaline of the moment. And I was like, oh God, please don't like fumble or trip over your words or anything, because I could see he's really in this thing. And sometimes you can get so over-energized, you mess up. He stayed in it. Top fucking marks to Braun for that. I bought what this man was selling me. And then Punk's retort of, you think that I don't think you're great? You think that I don't think that you're amazing? He's like, of course you are. You're the most ready person in that locker room. You're the most ready person in the division. He goes, then guess what? But I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to give up the spotlight. I'm not ready to give up this championship. I'm not ready to give up coming out here to all these screaming fans. And one day I won't wake up anymore. One day will be my last. And one day someone will beat me for this World Heavyweight Championship. One day. But it won't be you. And I thought, holy shit. God, I can't wait to see this match next fucking. They have sold me on this program immensely. They have sold me on this program. And I think this was a great way to kick off the show. But also, there is no more exchange between these two. This was the final sell for that match next fucking.
Just everything about these two, it exceeded my expectations for what we were going to see tonight. I didn't know if we were going to see like Braun attacking Punk, but this was better than that. Just one thing I have to always worry about, and Blood brought this up a couple, I don't know when, but he did, is Braun Breaker doing what Brock Lesnar did in the voice cracks in his promos. That's the biggest thing that I'm worried about when Braun does those insane promos like that, where he just absolutely cooks on the mic. That's the only thing I have to worry is the voice cracks. Everything else, insane. But the other thing that I don't like about this is it's not really Punk's fault for it, but it's just the fact that one day Punk isn't going to be around anymore. Like, Punk isn't going to be in the business anymore. I mean, that's crazy to think about because I mean, Cena's already gone. Goldberg, no one gives a fuck about him. But it's crazy that Punk's gonna be gone sooner or later. I can see it in like the next year or two, but I'm not ready for that, and I know Blood isn't either.
Oh yeah, it's very clear that the 3 title matches that were chosen for next week were all there to just put butts in seats with just who's in those matches in general. You've got the tag team titles for the women, just with Rhea and Asuka being there. That will easily put butts in seats right there. This entire match was made for it because look who the fuck it is. And then you've got that Intercontinental title match, which Becky being there will absolutely put butts in seats there. But when it comes to this segment and everything on that, this absolutely sold me on how good this match is actually going to end up being next week, especially with the fact that we are finally seeing a full one-on-one match between Braun Breaker and CM Punk. And honestly, that's been something that I've kept quiet, but I've been wanting this match for a bit.
Yeah, I think we're going to be getting 3 title matches next week. You know, this one, the World Heavyweight Champion, women's tag team titles, women's intercontinental titles. So next week is pretty stacked. But yeah, man, I'm going to sound like the biggest fanboy ever, but I got chills with that CM Punk promo tonight. It was just like, damn, that shit hit hard. And even the stuff that, yeah, and even the stuff that Braun Breaker was saying, I really like too, because he just sounded really good. Braun Breaker did, you know. Look at us. Look at what we're doing. You got Logan Paul, biggest superstar. You got Austin Theory. We got Bronson Reed. We're the future. Look at what we're doing here, Punk. And me.
Actually, I'd like to correct you there. He made a very important point in his promo tonight. He said, everybody keeps calling me the future this, the future that. I'm not the future. I'm the now.
Yeah.
Which I thought was so important because we have been sold on the vision being predicated on what the future of the industry is. That was Seth's vision. This is Braun Breaker's vision and Paul Heyman's vision, and his vision is about the now. He's not even worried about the future. He cares about right here tonight, the present, and taking that title off of Punk. He doesn't care about main eventing a Mania down the road or main eventing all the shows. He cares about getting that strap on his shoulder. And that tells me he is focused and has his head in the game, which is not boding well for Cookie Monster Punk next week.
Now, he said, Braun Breaker said a lot of true, real shit just like that. And also, like, yeah, the future is now. I'm not waiting anymore. I'm going to take that belt from you, Punk, and, you know, go to the back and tell me someone else who's got it like me, who's got my skills, my drive, my potential, my, you know, everything. And goddamn, Braun Breaker is one literally. Like, I can't think of, yes, the WWE roster stacked, but there's nobody that you can compare Braun Breaker to in the current roster right now. There was someone in our comments that made a good point. I think the closest thing to a Braun Breaker that we had was a Brock Lesnar, back in the early 2000s. That just goes to show how impressive Braun Breaker is, man. So, yeah.
Before we move on, though, the biggest thing here is when you look at, in that locker room, you've got a lot of fucking killers. You've got some insane fucking, there are Braun Breakers back there in a sense, but they're the old guard back there. You've got the Codys, you've got the Drew McIntyres, you've got like the Roman Reigns. There are versions of Braun Breaker that are back there, but they are the old guard. But there's no one in his age bracket, in his time in the business that stack up to what he can do, his intensity. He has the it factor that we searched so much for across wrestling generations that Vince was so goddamn obsessed with finding in every big guy or pet project he fucking had. Austin Theory was that last guy that Vince was just making a project out of that he believed had the it factor. And I believe Austin Theory does. He was onto something. But Braun Breaker, there's something about him that just transcends what's going on. He's reminding me of a Batista coming out of the Attitude Era against that of the Triple H, i.e. Seth Rollins. You know what I mean? Turning and taking over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thing that Braun Breaker said that I absolutely see that in him when he was like, hey, just tell me who in the back is more like into this than me, more ready than me. And with him saying all of these things, I'm like, yeah, you are not lying when there is nobody fully more ready for this, especially right now with how little experience that he has, than Braun Breaker.
Yeah, the last thing too I want to point out, because I thought this was really important, was Paul Heyman's line at the beginning of the segment. He said, 5 years from now, this is the moment where you're going to look back to and you're going to see these guys talking about, his faction, the 4 guys that he has now, as the future main eventers of WrestleMania. And I'm thinking, damn, that's a crazy statement, because 5 years from now, I mean, can you imagine where these guys, like the potential that they have, where these guys will be in 5 years, especially knowing that guys like CM Punk is retiring, Rey Mysterio's retiring, R-Truth, AJ Styles, The Miz,
Punk will
all
probably
these
not be here in 5 years either.
Yeah, so
I mean, it makes sense. In fact, the only person in the vision that I can't really see being there in 5 years in that spot is more than likely Logan Paul, because he's such a star outside of the business that I could see him either losing interest or moving on to other things. But Bronson Reed is already almost 36 years old. I don't know if I see him being, that top dog player in his 40s, because I feel like WWE is trying to phase out of utilizing that like 39 and older crowd, because they're pushing these younger talents so much. And that's really Braun Breaker and Austin Theory out of the 4 men in this arena or in this group, because they're both just in their late 20s. But Logan and Bronson are both in their 30s. I can't see anybody but those other 2 really being the ones that, in 5 years, they're the headliners. They are. I believe that. I can see that. They both have the it factor. We just got to polish up Austin Theory in front of the crowd a little bit.
Well, yeah. I thought this was some fun stuff here to build up the match next week, which, I think a lot of people are looking forward to. I know I am. The next match, I wasn't really looking forward to, because it was a triple threat match. Women's world title, Stephanie Vaquer defended versus Raquel Rodriguez and Nikki Bella. And this match was not the greatest match, because, I mean, like I said, it's a triple threat match. And okay, Nikki Bella's starting to get over with me as far as like her character work, her heel work. But I would like to see her more as like a manager type role. Like it kind of that, like the position that Kiana James is in with like Julia, how Kiana James is being like the valet, but she kind of wrestles sometimes. That's the type of role I would probably put Nikki Bella in, because man, she's a really good heel, but oh man, these matches are just they're just kind of awkward. I don't know. The ending of this match seemed kind of weird to me. It kind of felt like maybe Stephanie Vaquer might have hurt herself legitimately, because there was a few moments where I thought Stephanie Vaquer was going to break up the pin, and she was just kind of just sitting there selling, waiting for a certain spot. And I mean, this match was long. It was a long match. It went through 3 commercial breaks. And I'm just thinking, like, how the hell is this going to end? Stephanie Vaquer, she retained, barely. And the finish was kind of just like, eh. I mean, I'm glad Stephanie Vaquer won, because I thought for a second it was going to be Nikki Bella. And God, I don't think we need to see that anymore in 2026, damn near. But, yeah, this match was kind of rough for me, guys, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it was kind of rough. I mean, there's some highlights. I can't really say that any of these women had chemistry. That's the problem you run into with a triple threat sometimes. It's hard to pace a triple threat if you're not used to doing multi-person matches like this, because a lot of times you're waiting on people so you can finish setting up a spot that involves all three of you. And there was some waiting around here. There were some things that seemed a little mistimed. And I would like to highlight that two things. One, I think they finally fixed the one thing with Stephanie Vicaire that I've been begging for them to fix, and that is her fucking finish. That SPV or SVP or whatever the fuck she calls it. I hate the original version of that. The fucking Tiger Bomb lift into just a fucking backbreaker on the knee, and that knocks you out, and it's a soft backbreaker every fucking time.
I don't think that's her finisher.
No, the SVP PV is her finisher. But
I thought it was
sorry. That's how she won and retained the titles.
I thought it was the where she does like a corkscrew dive from the top rope or something like that.
So that's one of her finishes or a signature. But she was mainly winning her matches with the Tiger Bomb backbreaker. But this one she modified it where she did the Tiger Bomb lift and then dropped her face and chest first into her knee. And that looked much better and much more smooth because her other finish just looked so fucking awkward. And I don't think I'm the only person who felt like that was an extremely soft finish for her to use because it doesn't look impactful at all. And then two, I honestly got to say, I don't even think Stephanie Vicaire won this match. She won, yeah. But I honestly think, if you want to be real here, Raquel won this match. Raquel is the one that put Nikki down for the 3, but Vicaire is the one who got the pin. But if Vicaire wasn't there, you're looking at a brand new women's champion in that of Raquel Rodriguez. So you can honestly argue the only reason Stephanie won is because Raquel beat Nikki. Stephanie just stole the win.
Oh my God, this match was all right in my opinion. Yeah, the big spots were cool, like the when Nikki Bella power bombed Raquel into Raquel superplexing Stephanie Vicaire. That was a cool spot. Also, the attempt on the double Tahana bomb. I say attempt because Stephanie got out of it. That was also really cool. But to be honest, yes, Stephanie needed to win right there. But to be honest, just Raquel needed it more. I mean, the promo or the backstage segment before the match, that was enough to be said for me. I said, okay, yeah, Raquel's winning this, and then afterwards, I mean, probably one of the Judgment Day girls are gonna turn on her or something like that. I don't know why I had such high expectations for that because I mean it's goddamn Nikki Bella, and I mean Triple H isn't gonna give us what we want with Raquel. So, but yeah, the match was okay for me.
Yeah, it was definitely okay. There wasn't really much to it. But am I the only one who thinks that Stephanie Vicaire's one-on-one match with Raquel Rodriguez was better than this triple threat?
I don't even remember. I don't even remember that match.
I think they're about dead even, to be honest with you, Tom. I think they were both extremely middle of the road because we already knew that her match with Raquel was going to end in DQ. We knew that. So there was no real anticipation going into it. And this one, none of these women have shown us at all that they have any chemistry with each other in any combination. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very clear that if Stephanie Vicaire wasn't there, Raquel Rodriguez would be champion right now. And honestly, I would love to see that time. But hey, this is what we got. Nikki Bella drew this down for me. Like, I feel like it would have been way better if it was just a full, without interruption from Nikki Bella, a one-on-one match between Stephanie and Raquel.
I would like to say, when it comes down to it, for all that fanfare they really tried to build behind Stephanie Vicaire over the last 4 months on the main roster and having her, win all these big matches and really make her a featured player, it's kind of like a letdown that we're not seeing her in higher profile feuds. Why did we put all that stock into her and they're just like, we'll give her a filler feud. And then we're going to pair her with Nikki Bella, someone who can't even wrestle on her level, someone who's not even from this generation that would benefit from the spotlight. And it's funny, and I said this before, because it's not like Stephanie's getting a fucking rub from Nikki. She keeps beating her. There is no rub in beating Nikki when everybody in that audience knows Nikki's not the better wrestler or performer than Stephanie. Stephanie has got her in spades. So it's kind of like if I said, hey, Snug, me and you go outside right now and let's do MMA. Me, who's trained it, and I'm a fucking 2-time black belt. Let's go out there and let's see who's better at freaking taekwondo and ground wrestling and who can tap who out. That's not fair. You're not a black belt. You're not trained in grappling. You're not trained in submissions. It's the same thing here. That's not fair. The person who's almost 40, who was never a great wrestler to begin with, versus an up-and-comer in her fucking early 30s, who has been seasoned around the world and is an athlete to the highest degree, is somehow only getting a rub from Nikki because she's in a program with her, as if that was really a rub. Let's not pretend like Nikki wasn't prematurely put in the Hall of fucking Fame. So it's not like it's this big thing to beat Nikki. It'd be bigger if it was Stephanie versus Trish. So for me, I'm just like, where's Stephanie versus Becky? Where's Stephanie versus Charlotte? Stephanie versus Rhea? Stephanie versus Io? You know, all those matches that people actually want to see, instead of 2 months of this, which is now probably going to continue still. I have a feeling. They're not doing Stephanie any favors. And for all that fanfare they put behind her, you really think they'd be trying to get her in some high-profile ass shit.
Yeah, they need to do something different, I feel like, with Stephanie Vaquer, because what they're doing right now, it's losing a lot of steam from the fans. They're starting to lose interest in Stephanie Vaquer. Like, they don't even pop that much anymore for that fucking whatever the fuck she does. What is it called? The Devil's Kiss?
Devil's Kiss.
Devil's Kiss.
Yeah. And like, if you really think about it, like all the bigger stars in the women's division on Raw, you talk about Rhea, you talk about Io, they're all in the women's tag team division. And these are all women that were in the main title picture. But instead of, having Stephanie Vaquer wrestle, fight versus or be in a program with like someone that people actually care about, because the people don't care about Nikki Bella or Raquel Rodriguez. Unfortunately, I hate to say it because she's really good, because all the interesting ones that the people actually care about are in the women's tag team division.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's starting to feel like Stephanie Vaquer, and I forgive me for saying this, especially if it gets clipped, because I don't mean it in a derogatory way. I'm just calling it as I see it. It feels at this point that Stephanie's entire character is, I'm La Primera, and I have a big ass, and you like watching it shake. And that seems to be her character. Her character at this point, what is over? Stephanie isn't over with the fans. Her fucking ass cheeks are. Let's be real. The biggest pop she ever gets at any point in time she's on TV or comes out, doesn't matter. They pop louder for her ass being in front of hard cam doing Devil's Kiss more than they pop for her entrance, for her winning a match with a finish, for anything. She's not even over. Her sex appeal is. And that's a problem in this day and age.
I think where people are actually going to start paying more attention, do you put Stephanie versus Liv Morgan?
Absolutely. That is a match that should happen. That's a match that needs to fucking happen. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure we saw seeds of that before Liv got hurt. So when it comes down to it, I mean, if you want to talk about the main people that fans desperately want to see Stephanie verse, it's a short list. Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, and fucking Liv Lee. Those are the top 4 people. And they're nowhere near her right now because they've got Liv in the tag division with Roxanne. AJ's on a part-time schedule. Rhea's in the tag fucking division. And it's just like,
Liv hasn't even wrestled yet on TV.
Exactly. You brought her back. She hasn't had a fucking match yet. She's been back for like 2.5 weeks. What are we doing?
They either need to get someone over for Stephanie Vaquer to wrestle, or give her someone of a name value other than, because the WWE feels like Nikki Bella has name value, and she does. And people pop for her, but like, it's not believable, man. It's not a believable matchup with Nikki Bella and Stephanie Vaquer.
I've never heard anybody say, God, I can't wait to see that 5-star marquee match, Nikki Bella versus insert name here.
Yeah,
You know
no,
what I'm
man.
saying? No one shows up to watch Nikki wrestle. They show up because they like her star potential and power. But no one's like, God, man, did you watch that technical fucking classic that Nikki just put on?
Yeah, I mean, you could also put Stephanie versus Roxanne, but that's not gonna draw anything. I don't
No,
think.
it's not. No, because they already stopped all the interesting shit with Roxanne. They completely dropped the plot line. But the biggest thing that was getting Roxanne over was that she was trying to steal Dom from Liv. They dropped that months ago without ever mentioning it again. And now we find out not only is JD injured, Dom's injured. So how much longer now are we going to have to keep dragging out this story break? You know what I'm saying? It just keeps going and going and going. It all does. I feel like we're on fucking rerun central for the last 6 months with Monday Night.
Well, Stephanie Vaquera has another title defense. She defeated both Nikki and Raquel technically, but yeah, we'll see what happens next with her, man. I don't know. Maybe this is when they bring back Natty. I don't know. I was
Not for the world title. I feel like Natty's world title days are 10 years.
I mean, she doesn't have to win it, but I mean, it'll be a good match at least, a believable one that I can probably get behind, you know.
They only
Stephanie-
give Natty those matches when they need a filler. Have you noticed that? She's only ever in world title pictures. At this point, put her in the mid-card division, help her build up the mid-card division
So
consistently.
here's my thing on that. If they are going to bring Natalya back, I don't want it as Natalya. Because even in those small little things that they showed off with Maxine Dupree, that was not Natalya she was training with. That was Natty Neidhart. And that's who I would want to see.
Absolutely. I need to drop that dominatrix crap she's done. Change her gear, make her more serious, because I think she still has quite a bit left to give to the new generation of women before she also probably retires. She's in her 40s too.
Yeah, and it'll be a good matchup, you know, Stephanie being the super baby face and Natty, that version of Natty is a nasty heel, you know. It could work, but yeah, they got to do something more interesting with Stephanie Vaquer for sure, man. Cuz man, it's not working, bro. It's really boring. I hate to say it.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. Speaking of boring, no, I'm just kidding. We had an angle with the Kabuki Warriors and Rhea Ripley and Io Sky to build up their match for next week, the title match for the women's tag team championships. And they had another pull apart. They've been fighting each other left and right every week, these four women. And it's just heating up, building up. And next week's match should be pretty crazy. Hopefully, I'm just, going off what we've been seeing. These four women have just, been going at it, and they did again tonight. It wasn't a match, it wasn't anything. It was just the Kabuki Warriors going out there in the middle of the ring. They cut up their version of what they think is a promo, I guess, doing their version of great heel character work. I don't know if I can even call it that, but Rhea and Io came out and they beat the crap out of each other, and that's to build up next week's match.
There are three certainties in life, my friends: death, taxes, and Io and Rhea versus Asuka and fucking Kairi. It just doesn't seem to end. Though I look, I'm going to be the devil's advocate here because you guys know I'm a massive, massive fan of Asuka, massive fan of Kairi, especially her stuff prior to WWE and her early stuff in NXT. Massive fan of Io, massive fan of Rhea. Oh, my goth muscle mommy. But look, at the end of the day, at some point, you have got to look at a story and go, have we milked this long enough? Because Christ almighty, between everything that Bayley and Lyra have been doing with that they put us in a vortex this year of Raquel and Roxanne versus Bayley and Lyra, a vortex of Io and Rhea versus Kairi and Asuka, a vortex of just all these teams that never seem to stop fucking having problems with each other. And I'm like, bro, I got fucking to a point, there are Twinkies that don't last as long as some of these. Okay. for Christ's sakes. And the same thing I'll say about this segment that I said about the opening segment. There's pacing issues here sometimes. Some of these segments feel like they take too long to get to their next, mark in the fucking segment. There's a lot of standing around off the mic, looking at the crowd to no fanfare, looking at each other before the next thing happens. And that happened like 3 times in this segment. Learn to utilize the TV time better. I don't know why we're taking so many pauses in between setting up the next part of the segment or getting to a spot or getting to the finish of a segment. It just drags so fucking much. And it makes it really awkward for everybody who's watching, because we're like, did they forget their lines, or did they do, or who's supposed to hit who first? And you just sit there like waiting. And when you're not getting a response from the crowd, the crowd's not responding, so why are you waiting for them to decide to voice their opinion? Fuck the crowd. You're taking too long. Move on. Look, I hope that this is the end of this. This match, I hope, is next week. I hope we can move on. Okay? Because this feud has been going on. If I can be honest, I think it's been going on since June, when it started. And it's just like, bro, that was half of this year ago. Next story, please.
Okay, so Blood, you're actually wrong on that, but I don't remember when it started. I just know that it wasn't June, because June was around Money in the Bank time, and I'm pretty sure Io was still world champ, and Rhea was chasing after that. So yeah, but anyways, I don't agree. No, I do agree with everything that Blood has said. I mean, just get this over with, please. I'm tired of seeing this. I mean, yes, there's high points in the feud, but then there's the rest of it that's all low points, and I'm just like, when are we gonna see the end of this? I mean, I'm tired of this. I want to see Rhea and Io doing other shit. I want them to be going against other people, like, I don't know, maybe Charlotte and Alexa, maybe Sol Ruka and Zarya, or I mean, that would just be a match to watch. I mean,
Or
you got two,
fuck the tag division, break them up so they can go after mid-card shit.
or that. I mean, just please end this already. Just don't continue this. Split them up or keep them together in the tag division. Doesn't matter. Just end this shit. I'm tired of it.
Well, here's what's even worse, boys. Correct me if I'm wrong, because it's either this week or it's next week on SmackDown. We are getting a 8-woman fucking tag match.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Tommy. It's probably on SmackDown, because they didn't announce that tonight, didn't they?
SmackDown, but I can't remember if it's this week on SmackDown or if it's next week on SmackDown. But I know it's one of the two, and we are getting a 8-woman tag between it's Rhea and Io, Kabuki Warriors, it's Lash and Nia.
It's everybody, Tommy.
Yeah. It's that entire fucking division at this point.
That's how messed up the tag division is. Just, it's everyone.
Wait, for what though?
Especially when it comes to the women's with this. But yeah, we are unfortunately not only getting this, but we are also either right before it or right after it going to be getting a 8-woman tag match.
Wait, but what's the 8-woman tag match for though?
Shits and giggles.
I don't fucking know. It could be a title defense real quick. I can't remember off the fucking top of my head.
Well, I've been kind of big. I've been kind of big on the women's tag team division as of late. I don't know if you guys remember, we were kind of putting it over for the past couple of weeks because it's been so stacked.
We're into it. We just want the combinations of feuding to change.
All right, fair enough. So we got that to look forward to. Yeah, it's going to be a good match, I think. I mean, is it time for new women's tag team champions? I think so. I mean, it's Rhea and Io. You know, they've been teaming together for a while. I don't know. We'll see. Anything can happen next week, I feel like. Gunther is up to no good, like always. He showed up backstage. He was being confronted by R-Truth during an interview, and it got me thinking, man, like, damn, R-Truth is another one who's on his way out too. And you put him face to face versus Gunther. R-Truth is in his 50s. And I'm like, man, could that be another guy that Gunther retires? That would be fucking crazy. They're just putting Gunther in front of all these guys that are like, on their way out, technically. But, yeah, Gunther pretty much was like, hey, you want to step up to me? That sounds like a challenge. I'll see you in the ring. So we got Gunther versus R-Truth. And R-Truth got the beating of his life in this match. I mean, I think he got pretty lucky because I thought it was going to end a lot worse for R-Truth. But a funny point, before the match, Gunther was wearing a John Cena shirt. It was a picture of Gunther choking out Cena in Cena's final match that said "tap like a ... As we all know, Gunther has been going around the past couple weeks saying he made John Cena tap like a bitch. This is like the third week in a row that he's done it. And I'm just thinking like, man, what's the point of this? I mean, I get the people are upset at Gunther because he's the big bad evil wolf that retired their hero, John Cena. But at this point, I'm starting to feel like, all right, bro, it's getting old. We get it. Like you're talking about a guy who's retired. He's not going to come back. You keep talking shit about him. Like, am I supposed to think like John Cena is going to come back and get his revenge after you've been talking all this shit? Like, what is the point other than, okay, I'm going to just get a bunch of heat from the people, but like, why? What's the point other than that? What's the point of talking shit about someone who's never coming back? I don't know. But anyway, the match versus R-Truth was a massacre. I thought they were going to write off R-Truth. I thought Gunther was going to get more heat, by taking out one guy that everyone loves like R-Truth. But no, Gunther, he won the match, choked out R-Truth, end of the match, time to go home. But yeah, Gunther defeated R-Truth by landslide.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think the whole thing is just to troll the fans to keep that mega heat going into the new year. It's sad too because R-Truth got his fucking ribs caved in, but I genuinely believe that Ron Killings would have stood a much better chance had they kept R-Truth the serious, aggressive, just fucking like crazy, Ron Killings we got a few months back when they re-signed him. I think he would have stood a much better chance against Gunther in this match because he would have been more serious. He wouldn't have been trying to do John Cena's shtick, which is ultimately what was his downfall to begin with. It was what it was. It was a squash match to piss the fans off. Another beloved, favorite tapped out, beat up. That's just what it's there for. It's serving its purpose for the most part, pissing the fans off, keeping the heat on Gunther. R-Truth is akin to John Cena with the moveset and all that other stuff nowadays. That's what he's kind of more known for in this year. So it just makes sense. Hey, I did it to Cena. I'm going to remind you what I did to Cena because here's one of Cena's clones, and I just did it to him. So I feel like that's the only point of this. I feel like it's going to continue to be Gunther beating the shit out of people who stood up for John Cena backstage until finally AJ comes out and stops him from brutalizing like Akira or Otis. And that starts I think that's another reason AJ and Dragon Lee dropped the titles tonight, to free AJ up for this feud with Gunther that's coming up.
Tell me if you've heard this before. I hate Gunther.
Oh.
I really freaking hate him. I mean, it's not even the fact that he tapped out John or he tapped out Truth tonight. I just hate him. He's more entertaining outside of the ring. Today I was scrolling on TikTok and I saw a clip of him going to Walmart. No, I saw a clip of him going to Walmart. That he's more entertaining outside of the ring to me than he is in the ring.
Did you see the clip of him where he chest chopped the shit out of, I think, Javon, and then he looked at the audience and did 6-7?
That's so stupid. Anyways, but he's more entertaining outside of the ring to me than he is in the ring. He's more entertaining outside of the ring that I have to laugh at a clip of him going to Walmart than rather pay attention to one of his matches. I just don't care for him anymore. And he's just gonna destroy AJ if they throw him in a feud with Gunther. And I don't want I don't want AJ to go out like that. I don't want, oh, Gunther's going to be the new legend killer. I mean, what is this supposed to be? Randy 2.0? No, that's Miles Bourne down in NXT. He's actually more like Randy. I mean, gear, moveset, everything almost like Randy. We're not gonna have legend killer Gunther. Just stop this. I just hate Gunther. Just stop it.
Well, Tox, the current iteration of Gunther that we have is the Ring General Career Killer. That is what we have. That is what they are calling Gunther.
No, he's just an asshole.
But here's my biggest thing. Those who were commercial free know exactly what I'm talking about. And for those who weren't, let me just say this right now. During commercial break, right after his entrance, they gave this man the mic. And as soon as they did, my immediate response is he's going to say the same damn thing, practically word for word, that he's been saying the last 2 damn weeks, isn't he? And lo and behold, that's exactly what he did. It was the same damn spiel from the last 2 weeks, practically word for fucking word. So there's that. I am not very surprised at all that Truth got himself murdered by Gunther, simply because of the fact that, as Blood has said, he's basically a Cena clone. So that's the biggest problem. It's the fact that he is in that position. So naturally, when you're going up against Gunther, good luck and prepare to tap out.
So, just really quick, you guys, I got a question for you. Now that we're talking about Gunther and him going face to face with all these guys that are retiring, potentially AJ Styles, we could see that, or, people are talking about Braun Breaker. They've been talking about bringing back Chris Jericho for a retirement tour. What if Gunther is the one to retire Jericho? Would you guys be down to see that?
I can
Fuck no.
absolutely see that feud. I can see it right now. Rear naked choke versus the Lion Tamer / Walls of Jericho. Who can tap who out? Sells itself. Submission versus submission right there. I can see it. I can see it.
All right, moving on. Austin Theory. The great Austin Theory versus the great legendary luchador Rey Mysterio. And no, I'm not talking about Grande Americano, another legendary luchador. But yeah, man, Austin Theory, he can go. Rey Mysterio still got it, dude. This match was really good. And I was kind of sad of how this match ended because the match was going really good. Last week we saw Austin Theory. I believe he got the pin on Rey Mysterio in that tag team match. And I was kind of interested to see that happen again. I'm like, dude, can you imagine if Austin Theory beats Rey Mysterio, pins him a second time in a one-on-one match? That would be fucking dope for Austin Theory, to put him over in that way versus Rey. But no, Logan Paul got involved in front of the referee. The match ended in a DQ, in favor of Rey Mysterio. So technically, Austin Theory lost this match, but it was a fuck finish, whatever. And they beat up Rey Mysterio after the match, Austin and Logan Paul. And we saw a little tease of Rey saying, oh, well, I got some backup. And it was Penta. Penta has come back from his shoulder injury about a month ago. He's been off TV. And, yeah, he's back. It's cool to see Penta back. But it's also cool to see Penta back being involved with the top guys like Rey, like Logan, like Austin Theory, who are basically the main storyline on Monday Night Raw. So now you have Penta being added to that mix, that program in the main event, or the main storyline. So overall, I thought Penta's return kind of made up for it, for me at least, because I was kind of hoping Austin Theory would go over, but it didn't really go down like that.
I will say this. Watching this match just reinforced why I am behind Austin Theory being in the division. That motherfucker is so goddamn smooth in that ring, bro. He is smooth like fucking butter. I mean, room temperature butter. I will say I'm a little disappointed he didn't keep the gear from last week because those like flak pants with that sleek, cool, like interwoven like vinyl design and the knee pads being built in just looks so fucking cool. He's got new tights that have like a belt on it and stuff, and it's fine. I just really hope he was keeping that new gear going forward. Again, yeah, Ray and him, they have chemistry in the ring, man. These guys had a great match. Fuck finish, as you said. I agree. I was immediately fucking annoyed when Logan got the interference because I was like, how are you going to have Austin Theory back in his first week, pin fucking a Hall of Famer, and then in his second fucking match, you're like, nah, we're basically going to put an immediate loss back on his record, and it's to no fault of his own. Because the moment that Logan interfered on his behalf and attacked Ray, automatically afforded Ray the win. And I was like, you just let him pin a Hall of Famer last week. Now you just made him lose to a Hall of Famer this week. What the fuck is this 50-50 ass booking? And the beatdown after, seeing Penta, that's great. I liked everything about this except for the fucking finish. I thought it was stupid. He's just been back. And commentary tried to paint it as, oh, well, they don't care about the finish or the wins and losses.
It's not about the match.
It's about the bonding. And I said, shut the fuck up. It's not about the wins and losses. Bro, wins and losses matter. In the eyes of fans that pay attention, wins and losses matter, bro. Just all this for the sake of a beatdown and a Penta return. I will say this. Penta's the only motherfucker who got a shoulder injury on the main roster this year who was in a top storyline who didn't have to fucking go out for surgery. So.
Oh my God. I'm just going to keep it short for the sake of time. I popped big for Penta returning. I got so butthurt whenever he unfortunately injured himself against Solo Sikoa. Really, I didn't want him to have that spot when he did get injured because anyways, but yeah, just Penta's return made this segment or part of the show match of the night and like just part of the night for me because man, I love Penta. I mean, hate me for saying this, but I think Penta's better than Ray. Hate me for saying this, but I like Penta more than I do Ray. I do love Ray. I do love Ray because I mean, age doesn't exist for that motherfucker. He is like in his 50s moving like that. But just I like Penta better. I like Penta better. I don't know what it is. Just sue me. I don't care.
Toxic, I love you. I love Penta, but I'm going to wash your mouth out with soap.
So, my biggest problem is the fact that Logan ruined a banger of a fucking match. What the hell, dude? Like, if you would have just let these two go, it would have been such a damn good match. Just a one-on-one. But unfortunately, Logan Paul just had to get involved just so they could jump the man just for fucking Penta to come out. Great way to bring Penta back, but I really, really wish that there was a definitive ending to this instead of, hey, look, Logan Paul is going to interfere.
All right, Sean.
Could have easily had a definitive winner. Hell, if you wanted to give Ray the win, he could have rolled Austin up or a distraction could have screwed Austin into the loss. And then you just do the beatdown afterwards. And then Penta still saves them. You didn't have to interfere.
All right, you guys, I've been meaning to talk about this one for a while because it's Becky Lynch, right? We got a lot of hits on one of our clips that we put out earlier. I think it was last week about how Blood described how I finally figured out that Becky Lynch's gimmick. She's Donald Trump, and apparently this is like the joke of the town that everybody knew about, but I had no fucking idea because I had never seen not one goddamn fucking post about it until, we posted about it. Then everyone was like, oh, you guys are late. Oh, you guys, I've been knowing that for months now. And I'm like, really?
They mainly went after me in the comments, all over Instagram, all over TikTok. You're late to the party, dude. Bro, I clocked that the first week. Bullshit. She wasn't even doing that when she fucking first turned heel. It took her literally a month and a half before she started fucking talking like that. I was like, you are full of fucking shit. Leave it to the IWC to act like they fucking know everything, don't they?
Yeah.
I hate that. The fucking smart marks. I fucking knew that months ago. Someone literally said to me, they said, bro, someone literally tried to argue me, bro, you didn't clock that? She's been doing that for a month. I said, a month? She turned heel in April, numbnuts. What? How are you gonna sit here and tell me that how dare I be late to the party? But you're telling me she's only been doing this gimmick for a fucking month. She's been doing it for 8 months.
Yeah.
Fucking moron.
And we're literally content creators, dude. Like everything that shows up on my timeline is wrestling related on Instagram and Facebook, which is what I usually use the most. I'm not really on Twitter. I don't follow Becky on Twitter. I don't follow Trump on Twitter because what the fuck for? And not one fucking time did I see a post about Becky Lynch is impersonating or taking a Donald Trump gimmick. Not one fucking time. But apparently everyone and their mamas are like, oh yeah, like, I've been knowing that, bro. Like,
hundreds of comments, by the way, hundreds that apparently fucking knew. Thousands upon thousands of views on that video across TikTok and Instagram. It blew up on both channels. Apparently, and everybody kept saying the same thing. Well, if you were on, I mean, what, you don't read or tweet? Nigga, who the fuck still uses Twitter who doesn't want a fucking massive migraine every second of the day? No, I don't fucking sit there, wait by my phone for Becky to fucking send out a tweet. I sure as fuck don't do it for the goddamn president. So you should, if you were looking at his Truth Social, you'd know the comparisons. Fuck you and the click you claim. Sit here and act like you fucking knew the whole time that she was stealing his cadence. Fuck you, you fucking wannabe smart marks who always, and I've been a wrestling fan for 2.5 decades. Don't sit here and act like, and all these people who are telling me this shit are like under the age of like 20, 21. I'm like, what the fuck you know about being a goddamn wrestling fan, bro? Okay, to sit here and tell me that you understand the business more than I do, that you were aware of this before I was. Homie, no one in 8 months, and all we do is wrestling content mainly. Me, I do tons of other shit, but I am in the wrestling content game. We all are heavy. We were ranked top fucking 10 bitches in the country. Don't sit here and act like you know more about what was going on than we did. We didn't see shit about this for the last 8 fucking months.
No, and I think that's one of the reasons why that clip got as many hits as it did, because I don't think there's that many posts about that out there like that one. So,
and I will praise the people in those comments who actually admitted they didn't catch it until we said it, or didn't catch it until that night. There were people who actually had the balls to admit that they didn't know. But everybody, I'm like, those are the people I respect. It's okay to not know where you're like, man, fuck, I feel like I get this from somewhere. I just can't tell where. That's a normal human thing. What's so wrong with admitting that you just don't know everything?
And if they did, why didn't you post about it? Why didn't you come out and share it yourself? Like, oh, I just realized that I've not seen not one goddamn post about it. But either fucking way, now that that's been established, I can get behind Becky Lynch now, because I couldn't stand the fuck out of her. I thought her promos were cheesy. I thought her character work was lame. It was unbelievable. But now I get the butt of the joke. And now I'm intrigued. Now I'm interested. And that's what happened here with this whole thing with Maxine Dupree. And, she's coming out to hype up their match for next week, which is for the Women's Intercontinental title. And Maxine Dupree comes out. She gets interrupted by Becky Lynch. And they have a little promo battle. Nothing really too crazy. No altercation, no physicality. But yeah, it's just to see some FaceTime between these two before their match next week.
I'll keep it short and sweet for time, because we have gone on a few diatribes tonight. Promo was fine. Mostly cookie cutter baby face in the beginning from Maxine, but she followed it up with that what's becoming a very Maxine-esque aggression, where she gets very aggressive in her promo, and I like that from her. I also liked Becky like getting so hyped up and like yelling, the veins popping out of her neck. I'm like, okay, yes, I want to see this match, but I want to see it for the last fucking time.
Yeah, I'm just gonna also keep it a little short. The promo was fine between the two. I liked the part whenever Maxine first came out and she didn't like know that the audience was gonna do the "You deserve it" chants, which she totally fucking deserves it. But there's also a point in time, I remember one episode, I'm pretty sure it was me, that the the audience is like, there were like, I said something off of what Blood said, that they're one of the most important things of the show. But sometimes they just need to shut up because, I mean, just I. It sounds like Becky forgot her lines and she went like, like, or that just probably her trying to cover up the fact that she forgot her lines. But I don't know. It sounded like she forgot her lines to me. Um, and yeah, the IWC is annoying. That's nothing new. They're gonna. Oh, I knew that first.
Oh, I do that. No, the fuck you didn't. Shut the hell up. But when it comes to, well, shit, that's fucking whatever. Tree falling on me all of a sudden. Fuck you too. But when it comes to this segment and all of this, the promos were fine. They were great, especially coming from Maxine. It makes me really, really want her to retain, but odds are, unfortunately, she might not.
All right, y'all. The main event was for the WWE World Tag Team titles. Dragon Lee and AJ Styles versus the Usos. And the way that they've been building up to this, with going back to when the Usos got put back together, the reason they were put back together, Jey Uso being main event Jey Uso, going back to the tag team division with his brother Jimmy, because Jey has to find himself again. They've been losing a lot. They've been going through a lot of, troubles, both in their singles careers. Jimmy has been losing a lot. Jey has been losing a lot. So this was their way to get back in their groove of things, right? To get back in winning gold, right? It was the main event, and I'm like, this is a odd position to put this match in because it's the main event. Something has to give, something has to happen. So you get that feeling right from the jump, right? Like, oh shit, something is about to go down, right? So right off the bat, I'm interested because it could either go either one of two ways. I was feeling like either the Usos have to win, they have to win the tag team titles tonight, because if they don't, we're going to see a crash out Jey Uso, which I don't know if I'm ready for that. Or I don't know if I want to see that again. Jey Uso crashing out. We lost and blaming Jimmy, super kicks or something crazy like that, right? So for everyone's sake, I was hoping the Usos won this match. And they did. We got new tag team champions, thankfully. But it was a crazy tag team match. It was very unpredictable. Whichever way this thing went, you were invested. You're into this. The action was good. The Usos were showing a side that we haven't seen in a while, where it's like, it's got to be this way. They were pretty much the heels in this tag team. They were cheating behind the referee's back. They were doing everything they could. They were more aggressive. It was a very intense main event tag team match, and we got new champions. I thought it was a great way to end the show tonight, for sure.
Yeah, man. Great match to end the year for WWE. It got "This is awesome" chants. That's always nice, especially in a main event. But it means so much more when you realize it's the final show of 2025. So whoever watches this back in the new year or starts binge watching, Monday Night Raw on Netflix at some point, they're going to get to the end of the calendar year episode and they're going to be like, oh shit, it ended with a fucking banger. The Usos definitely did wrestle a more heelish style, although commentary put it over as, well, this is an all or nothing night for the Usos, or no, he said it's a by any means necessary. That was when Jimmy ripped the announcer table top off. These guys went at it. They really did. Some really great false finishes. Getting the win over Dragon Lee. I was slightly confused for a moment because I was like, wait, I thought AJ was legal, but I guess he wasn't. Yeah, a lot of us thought a heel turn was coming, but now I do realize, at least in my opinion, where they're going with this. I think they're going to have a few defenses, and or one defense. I think the moment they lose them, Jay fucking crashes out. When they lose them, Jay hits rock bottom completely. Because it would make no sense to build all that story thread up of him losing his shit and then not follow through with it somewhere in the plot. So I think him winning it's going to get him back to the top of the mountain in his mind mentally. But then the moment he loses them, he's going to fucking flip his shit. And I'm worried they're going to turn him heel. And I don't think I want to see it. I think I want to see Jay remain a babyface. I really do. But I got this feeling in the pit of my fucking stomach that something is going to give the moment they.
Oh boy, okay. I have a lot of different opinions about this, but I'm gonna stick to the main one that I had is that, part of me is glad that they won tonight. Part of me is glad that they're back as a tag team, but I don't want them to. I don't want them to be back as a tag team because yes, Jay has had this amazing singles run, winning the Intercontinental Championship, winning the World Heavyweight Championship. What about Jimmy? Has he won a singles title yet? No. Are they gonna make him? No. Do they give a shit about him? Probably not. I mean, just it's unfair. Yes, Jay's my favorite wrestler, but I mean, this is just not fair for Jimmy. I mean, where's his shot at the United States Championship? I mean, he's not on SmackDown anymore, but I mean, that's what people thought we were gonna get. That's who I thought was gonna dethrone Shinsuke Nakamura whenever he took it off at LA Knight. I thought Jimmy was gonna take it from him, but nope.
Well, to be fair, Jimmy Uso is one half of the women's world champion or former
women's world champion,
right? Because of Naomi, doesn't that count for something?
Snug, shut up.
Okay, all right.
Anyways, but just it's unfair. I find it unfair that Jay gets all this singles glory and Jimmy gets nothing. But Jimmy's now a 9-time tag team champion. Woohoo!
Yeah, well, Jay is the 10 because he won it with Cody. So it's like no matter what they give Jimmy, they go, but we got to give Jay one more.
So here's my problem. By the end of this match, I'm like, okay, great. They won him back. We have 10 minutes left of Raw if this ends where it usually does. What the hell are they going to do to fill up that? What's happening? What's coming next? And then they spent 5 damn minutes of Jay's music and them walking up the fucking stairs with the tag title. Like, what the hell is up with that? So I have noticed that Raw and SmackDown both have been kind of ending earlier, which is making me wonder what's going to happen this week, because this week for SmackDown is when they're moving to 3 hours.
Oh my God, no.
Fuck, I forgot about that.
Oh,
Screw
are you
you,
sure
Tommy.
it's this Friday?
It's this Friday. They said
good Lord.
Oh my God.
It's this Friday.
Hard boil my balls. No.
There goes my Friday night.
Oh, fuck, man. Come on.
I hella forgot about that. Fuck.
Our reviews are going to have to
Breathe, blood, breathe.
SmackDown, because now we're going to have fucking like 5 extra segments.
All right.
Thanks, Tommy.
Yeah, thanks for the reminder.
The point for this was simple. Why in the world are you ending a match 10 minutes early and then blue ballsing us with like angles and shit with the camera? Because when they were like really down low with Jay, I thought, oh, Jay's going to go up there and fuck over Jimmy right now, aren't
Yeah, they just won the titles. Why?
And
They're going to win the titles.
Why end a match 10 minutes before usual if something's not going to happen afterwards?
It's Netflix. They can end it whenever they want.
The point still stands.
There's no specific time limit for Netflix, but yeah, who knows, man? Maybe some other segments ran short, or or too long. Who fucking knows, man? But that's one of the things that I liked about those pre-recorded shows was like there was no commercials. The shows were like an hour and a half. You could just zip by them. That was nice, but
I
yeah.
love how the women's triple threat that opened the show was longer than.
Dude, it went through 3 commercial breaks. That match was at least 20 minutes long. At least.
This one was like 13, 14 minutes, maybe. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, well, this was also way too long. We went over our usual time. That was Monday Night Raw review with the Snug Wrestling crew. It's time to get out of here. We'll be back. We're back to regular scheduled programming and recording for us, which means NXT's coming up, one-on-one with Mr. Blood, Friday Night SmackDown, and all the shebang. So we'll see you guys when we see you guys.
Well, guys, that's going to wrap it up for the final episode, I believe, of Snug Wrestling in 2025, because I believe the Wednesday review of NXT will be live on Thursday, which is Eve. So I guess you'll technically see us then, but if you don't, thanks for tuning in and kicking it with us. You can catch us every Monday and Friday night after Raw and SmackDown go off the air, respectively, for live post-show reviews and for bonus content for live reactions during the actual WWE broadcast. You can catch that over on our socials moments after those segments end. Then kick it with us every Thursday night on TikTok Live at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific for one-on-ones with myself, Mr. Blood, and that handsome Mexican over there, Edgar, the host of Snug Wrestling, where we go over random wrestling topics or current ones and answer your fan questions live. And guys, don't forget to support the podcast by heading on over to our TeePublic website, TeePublic/Snug Wrestling, or click the links in any of our actual social medias or right there in the link in the description that you're on right now, watching this on from Apple and Spotify, and go ahead and support us and pick up any of our merch. We've got over 100 new merch designs available for you. And then you can always catch us live. Don't forget on, I believe it's YouTube, Facebook, and X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. And until next time, guys, we'll see you in the new year. Stay safe, stay savage, and stay snug. And for the year of 2025 ending, boys, that was one time for the one time. I said that was...
4 letters.
4 letters.
One more.